Hey guys, welcome to another Creative Tap tutorial. Now in this very quick tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to remove a black or white background from an image within inside of After Effects. Let's say for example you wanted to use this sort of cartoony, kind of semi-cartoony looking gun as, I don't know, an asset for your project. You wanted to kind of animate it rolling in or whatever. And you got a free image from royalty-free image from online and it came with a black background. I'm going to show you how to remove that and correct that. Now, the image I'm using today, you can use the same one as me if you want. The link's in the description if you want to. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is I've got this image in here in the composition, and what you want to make sure is you want to turn the eye off first and make sure there's no other layers underneath. And then if you've got a black background, all you need to do is click this checkerboard by here and it'll make sure you have this transparent sort of checker grid in the background. And I'll just make it easier when we're looking for holes within the actual image. Okay, so with this image, what I'm quickly going to do is, there's two ways you could do it. You could get the pen tool and you could draw all the way around. I'm going to show you that's not the way we're going to do it, because it could be a bit of a complex shape, could be more complex than this, so I'll show you this way. Now what I am going to do is cut out this other gun, because I'm not really concerned about that one, so I'm just going to cut around like this. With the pen tool I just selected, and make sure this layer is selected as well when you start drawing. So now I'm going to click the drop down, go to masks, and I'm going to change this to subtract. So it's just going to leave us with this top gun. Okay, cool. Right, now when it comes to keying and getting rid of backgrounds, if you were using a coloured background, I wouldn't be going with extract. Extract is basically in the keying menu. It's a luminance based keyer. Okay, so it looks at the luminance of the image, which is in layman's terms, that's kind of brightness. So if we click and drag this onto the first of all, sorry, type in extract in here, or go to, with this selected, go to effect, key in, and then to extract, or you can just type in extract here and drag it on. Okay, so we've got this on there. Now if we look at channel, we can key the luminance channel, the red, the green, the blue, or the alpha. Now all images are made up out of red, green and blue pixels, or red, green and blue channels, and we can see this by going down here and clicking. So if we want to view the red channel, it'll just be a black and white, and this is a black and white image anyway, so it's not a good illustration. But it's a black and white channel which shows you, I don't know if there's going to be any variations. Alt 1, 2 and 3 also change it around. It's not going to be that, there's a little bit of variation. You may be able to see it there. But because this is basically a grey gun, you're not actually going to see, there's no red, green or blue actual colour pigment in there. It's made up of red, green and blue, but they're all of very, very, very equal values when you get greys, whites and blacks. So what I'll do, I'll just import another image just to kind of show you this. So I'll import an image just to illustrate this. So if I import this one, bring it down, and if I go Alt 1, Alt 2, Alt 3, you can see that there's different values of red, green and blue. Red is the brightest because there's mostly red tones in skin. Then we come to the green. There's not a load of green, and there's a little bit more blue than green in skin. So anyway, that's what I was trying to illustrate. So I'll just delete this image. Yep, delete. Now coming back to this image, if we go to our effect controls, once we have the extract dragged on there, I told you we can key via the red, green and a blue, but we're going to key via the alpha for this. And all we want to do is we want to start playing around with this black point. Now as soon as I drag this to the right, it's going to get rid of that background, see? But we've also started to get holes in here. So I'm going to type in a number. I'm going to type in 2. And that's gotten rid of it mostly, but we've still got a little bit of a pixely edge. So I'm going to take this up to maybe 4. It's getting better, I think. Maybe, let's have a look at 8. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, problem is, if we were to invert it, you can see this does the inverse. So you can see this actually taken some black values out from there and around there. Okay, so if we invert it again, and let's say what we can do is we can put a solid in the background. So let's go to Command or Control Y, and I'll put a cyan solid, any color in the background, and I'll drag this below, and you'll be able to see, we can see that color through there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer by hitting Control and D, or Command and D, and then we'll take the extract off the top layer, okay? And we will also take the mask, because obviously we duplicated this layer and it came with the mask that we drew earlier. We'll take the mask off this. So basically what we're left with is, on the bottom we've got this blue layer, middle layer we've got this where we've used the extract to get rid of the black background, but we've got those little holes just in there. And then on the top layer then, over everything, we've just got the original image. So what we want to do is, with this original image, we just want to get the pen tool and just draw around where those black holes were showing through. So it's kind of around here, like so. So now what this is doing, if we solo this layer by clicking by here, you can see we're just keeping this part of the layer and putting it on top to cover up those holes. So if we take this off, you can see where those bits of blue are showing through. So now we've kind of done that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shift click both of these top layers. I'm going to go Control Shift C or Command Shift C, or you can also go into Layer Pre-Compose, so you Control Shift C. And I'm going to call this Gun and move all attributes into New Composition, yes, and Open New Composition, yes, why not? So what that's going to do, if we go back into Comp 1, we've got the gun here, and it's now pre-composed into another composition, so we can work on it in here, and this is where it is. So we can remove this blue background now if we want, but that's how we do it. Now it's exactly the same with a white background. So if you had an image with a white background with the extract, instead of modifying the black point, so let's reset this. Instead of modifying the black point, you start to modify the white point. So you can see now it's getting rid of those white areas first, the brightest areas, okay, based on the luminance. So yeah, that's basically it. What you can do as well, I did show, just want to check, let's reverse. You can, if you're struggling with bits of a slightly pixely edge, with this black softness by here, if we put this up to 4, this can sometimes help those edges. So maybe a bit too much, maybe 3. So 3 looks like that. 0 is a little bit of a difference. There is a little bit less bitty when it's on 3 or 4. So I'm gonna put that back on 4, and that's just a nice kind of way. So if you've got edges which are a little bit sharp, then that's a nice way. Increase the softness. So if you've modified the black point, then if you've got dodgy edges, you'll increase the black softness. If you've done the white point, then you'll do the white softness. So cheers for joining in, guys. If you found this video useful, just give it a subscribe, that would really help, or like as well. Leave a comment saying what you think. Also check us out on our social media. There's Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, so follow us on there to keep up to date, and I hope to see you guys in another tutorial. Cheers.